In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful.
This program will introduce SKICO East field technicians to the preventive maintenance program for surface inspection of overhead transmission lines as outlined in Line Maintenance Standard LMS-3001-02-M. This program can also be called ground patrolling. Regular surface inspection of transmission line equipment is the basis from which other power line preventive maintenance is derived. The information is used to schedule required repairs in a timely manner to prevent further equipment deterioration and forced outages. To mention, this standard specifies the program for the detection of deficiencies in structures, insulators, conductors, and other high-voltage transmission line equipment. LMS-3001-01-P specifies the schedules that will be used to carry out these inspections. Transmission lines 34.5 kV and above must be inspected in order to gather data for scheduling further preventive maintenance action. This work has proven effective in assuring safe and reliable transmission line operation. We will show you the procedures involved on how to effectively perform the surface inspection of overhead transmission lines, or ground patrolling. All overhead transmission lines are to be inspected by a surface patrol without climbing or using any aerial device. The inspection shall be done once every 3 months. There are some exceptions, however, as to the following. Lines unable to be returned to service due to faulty line apparatus shall be patrolled immediately. In this instance, quickly look for major damage. If the faulted line can be returned to service as soon as possible after tests, these shall be patrolled the next working day. An inspection may be warranted on various overhead transmission lines that have had numerous undiscovered forced outages. A high patrol is usually implemented when a ground patrol finds no cause for the trip. A bucket truck is used for this purpose. The aforementioned frequencies are recommended guidelines. Your superintendent may decide a more frequent inspection program for a particular transmission line on the basis of the following: accumulated maintenance data, degree of urbanization in areas where a forced outage has occurred, areas of extensive sand migration, high construction activity areas, areas of high contamination, such as near the coast or high pollution industrial areas. It is particularly important that the members of the Surface Patrol work together as a team and understand the importance of all work procedures so that no significant item is overlooked. 2 persons will work together, one as an observer and one as the driver of the patrol vehicle. The observer shall inspect each structure on foot. This is to ensure the proper inspection of the structure since it is impossible to perform an inspection from within a vehicle. Each surface patrol shall consist of the following: a four-wheel drive vehicle with UHF radio and fitted with sand tires. Complete emergency kit, plus ample water supply. Binoculars, 10 by 50 power recommended. Optical distance measuring device like teleheight meter and telescoping measuring stick. Sonic pole tester. Ultraprobe corona detector. Renumbering kit, in case any of the numbers are missing or illegible. Shovel. Before you proceed with your patrol duties, thoroughly check your vehicle. Check your UHF radio to see if it is okay.
Yes, this is 7158. Thank you very much, 7019. 7158, clear and out. See, I'd like to inform you.
The surface patrol shall inspect and report on all aspects of the transmission line, including any activity or evidence of activity that could have an influence on the security of the line. All pertinent data shall be recorded on LMS datasheet number LMS-3001-01. The following items should be inspected for all lines. Right-of-way encroachment like buildings, fenced areas, construction. Unauthorized use of access roads. Activity on or near right-of-way roads. Sand movement. It is important to check the mid-span ground clearances by using the teleheight meter or telescoping measuring stick. Make sure to note down your measurement readings and sketches on the report form. Unauthorized sand removal near the structures. Unauthorized dumping on or blocking of access roads. New pipeline construction near or under transmission lines. Indicate measurements to line from new pipeline. Access road erosion. Pipeline crossings. Gates and locks. Steel transmission towers may vary in height and design. The following are specific items to be checked on steel structures: loose, bent or broken steel, cracked footings, or deteriorating concrete, missing bolts, nuts, pal nuts, rusted steel. Special attention should be paid to steel where it enters the footing concrete. Sand around footings. Mid-span ground clearance. Minimum ground clearance should be in accordance with this table. Loose or missing step bolts. Leaning towers. Conductor damage. These may be broken strands, corrosion, or burn marks. Conductor wear around connector and armor rod. Shield wire damage, broken strands, loose connections, corrosion. Loose or broken metallic bonding and grounding as in shield wire and structure. Broken or flashed over insulators. Loose or missing spacers or dampers. Structure numbering. Any other condition which requires repair. As in steel structures, wood pole structures must also be inspected for pole damage like fire or lightning damage, as well as rot, termites, cracks. Spar arm damage. Look for cracks, deterioration, or fire damage. Erosion of backfill and other movement. Mid-span ground clearance. Minimum ground clearance should be in accordance with this table. Loose or broken metallic bonding and grounding as in shield wire and structure. Loose or broken guys. Disturbed anchors. Dig down to check for corrosion. Leaning poles. Note the approximate degree of lean. Cross brace damage. Loose hardware. Broken or flashed over insulators. Conductor damage like broken strands or lightning strikes. Conductor wear around connector and armor rod. Shield wire damage like broken strands or lightning strikes. Loose or missing spacers or dampers. Structure numbering. Any other condition which requires repair. Changing weather conditions greatly affect the performance of high-voltage insulators. Dust and high humidity contribute to the corona effect. There is a great tendency of flashovers when there is too much dust and humidity, lessening the insulating effect of insulators. This activity starts with the corona effect. It can only be seen at nighttime as in this footage. However, with the advent of state-of-the-art detecting devices, corona activity in insulators can now be detected by using the ultraprobe corona detector at daytime. By pointing the parabolic probe towards the insulator, a reading can be gathered as to the intensity of the corona activity, as well as the noise it generates. Problem insulators can then be pinpointed for immediate line washing and cleaning, thus eliminating unnecessary outages. In addition to dayline patrols, night patrols must also be performed at least once a month, depending on the area, need, and requirements of the maintenance program, as well as direction from the superintendent. This is also a good opportunity to inspect airway lighting, beacons, and markers. There are aircraft warning devices that need to be inspected for the following deficiencies. Operation of lights. Check if damaged or needs replacement. Missing or damaged markers. Construction of airway facilities like new radar or communication equipment, which may have a physical or electrical impact on transmission lines. The following procedure shall be used for reporting the results of surface inspection of overhead transmission lines.
I'd like to inform you there is conductor damage on
Imminent hazard conditions shall be reported immediately directly to the unit foreman.
I'd like to inform you about this one.
The datasheet LMS-3001-01 shall be used for reporting the line conditions. Additional items shall be noted on the remarks section of the form. When recording the conditions, the degree of damage or deterioration shall be adequately described or estimated. An incomplete description may lead to assigning work to a lower priority, thus causing either a safety hazard or a potential forced outage. Use the remarks column to identify the access roads which lead to right-of-way roads. When entering a right-of-way through restricted areas, employees and vehicles shall have the proper identification for such areas. Be courteous to public and security officials and record all requests and complaints. When necessary, notify the proper authorities of your presence in restricted areas. By following these simple guidelines, your line observation of transmission lines will produce effective results that will bring about better service for SKICO East customers.
I think we have to repeat.
Should you have questions, consult your foreman. Review the maintenance program and this tape thoroughly.